Good morning. And a sudden look to under 2.5 goals for the first time this tournament. And England, I think, the only team to have kept a clean sheet. So that's a bonus for, oh no, Spain did. So England and Spain, the only sides to have kept a clean sheet so far. So that's something for Gareth Waistcoat to be happy about. 1-0 loss to Iceland, 0-1 win against Serbia. Fair enough. Goalkeepers were excellent. Harry Kane hit the bar. Jude Bellingham, one of my Golden Boot candidates, along with Phil Foden. I did discount Sir Harry of Kane. So and Florian Wirtz, I got him for Germany as well. So nice to see Bellingham up there. Those odds should have dropped with that single goal for him. He's like Scott McTominay. He's going to get there from midfield, come in late, bang. Slovenia and Denmark. I did lay the draw very late, 1.25 and lower, just in case that 2-1 scoreline from the research came to fruition. We did make a profit with the Netherlands. That was an excellent performance from them. Elsewhere, Super Etten, very little to interest. And the Norwegian football, it's a head scratcher. It really is. When you realise that this lot are top of the league and they suddenly lose 5-0 at home when 1.38 favourite, with absolutely no sign pre-match that Asani was suddenly going to rack up 5 goals. I don't know what's going on with this Norwegian league. Absolutely ridiculous. Look at the gap between these two sides. This lot are just above the relegation zone. They were in the relegation zone, Asani. Where'd you get 5 goals from all of a sudden? It does smell a bit, doesn't it? Looking on to today. Well, let's have a look at the tennis yesterday. I'm not sure there was much to get excited about. Old Hitler haircut getting a win in 2. These are the matches I starred. So they're the ones I would have expected to have a kind of an angle in. As you can see, Berrettini. Well, great stuff from Jack Draper. I've been giving him a bad time. This will be a real boost for him, taking the scalp of Berrettini. So we're delighted for that. I would have gone the opposite route with Draper. I would have laid him had he won the first set. Hanfmann. No, I didn't look at that. Bautista Agut. Well, this was not what I expected. 6-4, 6-4. The value angle in is to wait for the beginning of the second set. And then you want to see if Bautista Agut, well, I want him to lose his serve earlier. Because if he loses his serve earlier, you're going to get better odds. So that was an interesting one. That may have been a loss, that one. Otter, this is what I'm after. A German in Germany, odds on favourite. Bang, bang. Would have been nice of Lestienne to have won the tiebreaker. That would have given us an angle in. Popperin against Virtanen. Yeah, I would have been with Popperin, the Australian. Thanasi Kokkinakis. Well, he must be injured. His budgie smugglers must have been a little bit too tight. Or that corked hat. The corks were getting in the way of his eyesight. For Thanasi Kokkinakis. Karolina Pliskova and Parry. Well, she was playing again. Both Katie Boulter and Karolina Pliskova were playing again on the same day. What a brilliant performance from Boulter. It might infer some tiredness from Pliskova, but then there's no excuse. Boulter had to finish her set against Raducanu on the same day. That is an excellent result. I personally would have gone the other route. I would have laid Boulter if she won the first set. But 1.9 won the favourite. Katie Boulter. A Wimbledon run. She's taken the scalp of 2 big players, but she's better ranked. So she's gone very much under the radar. Might be one for you to have a look at Wimbledon. Home tournament for Katie. She might get a real boon out of that. All of the odds-ons that I checked out here did the business. That's what I'm after. And then I'll exploit any upset like this one here. Rajecki. There's always a chance that the Brit could take a set. So that would be my angle in. And hopefully they'll revert to odds-on favourites. But great second set from Rajecki as well. She'd be delighted with that. Avanesian I've been following since the French Open. So again, she did it in 2, so there's no real trading angle there. Looking on to today's, or yesterday's football. Well, we did look at yesterday's football, didn't we? Let's have a look onto today's footy. And Romania, Ukraine, it's a tough nut to crack, this one. 44th against 25th in the world rankings. A sympathy vote will be with Ukraine, of course. What does the research say? It can't keep going for a 2-1 scoreline, can it? Both teams to score in the first half. So that's an interesting angle. And you saw with England yesterday, what I tried to do, I backed over 2.5 goals, first half goals. I tried to pass that on to you, and then the goal came in, of course. So it's just bad timing. I can't legislate for that. That would have got a nice odd swing in the hope of more goals. Today, the research has gone with both teams to score in the first half, 2-1 to the Ukraine. So that's interesting. The better ranked side, 2-1, both teams to score. And George Puskas, I'm suggesting, is the player's name. I don't know why they've put... I don't think we'll have the team lineup just yet. There he is, George Puskas. So the possibility of George Puskas scoring first, I don't know why that's changed to a question mark. So George Puskas. And again, just to let you know, these are one-off affairs. They're very, very hard to discount the opponent because they're international sides. They could tactically set up perfectly for the match, despite not being the better side, might keep the better side quiet. So you never know in international football. What effectively we're dealing with is what I term derby-style matches in every single match, basically. Very hard to predict. As you saw with the England match, Serbia could have got on the score sheet there as well with Mitrovic. So 2-1, Ukraine. Both teams to score in the first half. So how would you approach that angle if you have confidence in it? Of course, we've got nothing to work off. What I would look at is, as I did yesterday with England, try to get to the 10 or 15 minute mark at 0-0. Then you're going to get better odds. For the layer, that means shorter odds. For the backer, that means bigger odds. And then have a go at this, both teams to score in the first half, which will be backing over 1.5 goals. Or laying the first team to score in the first half market. So those could be the angles in there if you trust that prediction. But as you see, for me, I prefer to react to events. Belgium against Slovakia. Belgium, one of my picks for the winner circle. Very good odds. And it's just purely a trading element. They're unbeaten. And don't forget, they've got a new manager. And as you can see, the new managers, what they do, look at the new manager for Crystal Palace, suddenly scoring absolute shed loads with the same team that old Roy Hodgson had. So this new manager's putting this Belgian side on an unbeaten run at the moment. Romelu Lukaku could be tasty at 14-1 for the Golden Boot. And again, think trading. We're not looking for him to win the Golden Boot, but a hint. Like Jude Bellingham scoring yesterday. Scoring your first match, got the hint that Romelu Lukaku could do it. Well, the market's gone for a 2-0 win for Belgium. Belgium to score in the first half. Anytime scorer Romelu Lukaku. So we've got that first half pattern, which has not let you down yet, if I'm correct. First half goals. 13th minute, great header from Jude Bellingham. First half goals. Indeed, 17th minute and the first half 16th minute for the Netherlands and 29th. So that was good trade as well. They just keep coming in goals before half time. So that's the key angle to take, I think, from these three matches. Goals before half time. Austria and France. Well, if we look at the odds, I think England was similar. Are we going to see a similar struggle from the Frogs? 1.55 against Austria. Looking at the rankings, that will give you an idea on paper. 31st against 3rd in the world. So this could as easily be a 0-1 like it was with England, or France could go to town with Kylian Mbappe et al. I haven't backed Kylian Mbappe in the Golden Boot. I've gone for some better value Wirtz, Bellingham and Foden. Let's have a look. France 2-1. France to score in the first half. Randall Kolo Muani instead of Kylian Mbappe. You're going to get far better odds for Randall Kolo Muani to score. So that's the angles. It tends to be pretty similar, doesn't it? Both teams to score and a goal before half-time has popped up a lot, but it's been pretty accurate. So what I would say to you, we're going to be looking for first half goals. Trelleborg and Braga, well, you saw the Norwegians yesterday. Can we trust this lowly league? It's not getting my money unless there's something absolutely compelling. Only 4 over 2.5 goal matches, but 2 in the last 3 for Trelleborg. Only once have Braga scored that second goal away. Is that going to mean we can lay Braga if they score first? 83% of goals came second half. That might be a neutral angle. If it's quiet in the first half, we could lay the draw second half. Tennis is getting very tasty. Again, I'm going to do what I tend to do, and that's to firstly signal matches that just on the face of it offer me readability. Hurkacz, I remember from the French Open, he struggled at odds on in the French Open, but he did come through eventually. So that could be a hope here. Don't forget, we're reverting back to the best of 2 sets here, not the 3 sets of a Grand Slam. Daniil Medvedev, is he coming back from injury? No, he's world number 5, so he's not. That would be interesting. Anyone else? Auger Aliassime might be gettable. His opponent is a German in Germany, so I think, personally, if Auger Aliassime wins the first set, he might be layable. Off to London, Grigor Dimitrov was good in the French Open at short odds. Tiafoe, I've been following him for the last couple of days. I think he took a set off Draper, didn't he, Tiafoe? So, well worth following. He's a compact, powerful player from America. Jordan Thompson and Rune. Holger Rune should be a world top 10, shouldn't he? Well, he's just outside the world top 10, and he wins the prize for most like a 1980s Australian. Mr. Thompson, fantastic stuff. Check out the hair, the mullet. If this was a tournament about mullets, Thompson would be winning it hands down. We might look at that one because Thompson can be a hard nut to crack. Milos Raonic reverts back to favouritism. You've seen how he's flitted one day after the other, and the market's been accurate. If that Raonic serve clicks, Cameron Norrie's going to have real trouble here. But Cameron Norrie is a Brit, so we might see an opportunity to lay Milos Raonic. But if that serve clicks, it's game over. Lots of 40 loves and 40 15s. Let's have a look at the ladies. Anything stand out for me? Kalinskaya, she's a very strong odds on. 24th in the world against 93rd. Don't know much about her. But we'll keep an eye on these odds on favourites because the market's done the work for us. All of the others, very tough nuts to crack. And in Birmingham, all right, mate, how you doing, mate? I'm all right, yeah. How about you, mate? I'm going to watch the tennis today, mate. Yeah, it's great, mate. Yeah. Fantastic stuff. I'm going to watch Ostapenko, like, yeah. Ostapenko against Coquireto. 13th against 44th. Yeah, Yelena Ostapenko. I've liked watching her in the past. But again, with the ladies' game, I'm not quite up to scratch. Potapova and Avanesian, we know her very well. And note that these are 2 fellow countrywomen. And I don't know if it's just me catching Avanesian's name, but I think Potapova might be layable if she wins the first set. Avanesian's been putting in some good performances, albeit only 2 on grass, but she's won them both without dropping a set. French Open, she had a really good run, especially the beating of Zheng, world number 8, I think, Zheng. That was an excellent result for Avanesian, as you can see. Or maybe, is her ranking? No, her ranking's remaining at 74. So that, for me, is one to start. 2 fellow countrywomen, Avanesian, coming into this with a degree of momentum, might be able to take Potapova on. Elsewhere, again, I'm struggling to recognise the names, which is a pity. So that's what I do with the tennis. Star matches first, the ones that immediately stand out to me as a possibility of being more readable than the others. And then we're going to look for an angle in. Monday's usually my day off, but I'm probably going to be watching the football. I might not be following this for you at 8 o'clock. So that's 2 a.m. where I am. It does wipe me out, if I'm perfectly honest. The England match, as soon as that first goal came in, I went to bed. I couldn't see any other angle in. So globally, a uniform angle could be the first half goals angle. It's just consistently occurring. Probably, as I said before, if they can win that first game, they're pretty much assured of an exit from the group because there's only three. It's a 3-match shootout. Belgium and France should have a reputation for goals, so that would be interesting and could be strong. As I say, wait 10 or 15 minutes and have a look at the first half goals markets. And if you think the Romania-Ukraine one, that both teams will score before half-time, then lay the first team to score or back first half goals over 1.5. So day off normally for me, but I will probably be up certainly for the 2 o'clock and the 5 o'clock matches. Tennis as well does interest me, but please, if you don't see a telegram from me today, you'll know it is a day off. I was up very late last night and the night before. So hopefully we can get you something today. Do check out the research, but please put it into context. These are one-off affairs. These teams will rarely meet each other, and tactics will play a huge part, particularly if you're seeking to stifle lay frogs. France coming into this as favourites. Baumgartner scored in each of Austria's last 5. Just having a look if they've got a defensive bent, the Austrians. Unbeaten in the last 7, so that's interesting. But again, what we could ideally do with is knowing the rankings of those 7 sides they are unbeaten against. If they're outside the top 50, then that form line doesn't really count for much. This is where league football becomes much more readable than international football. So have a great day today. I will be watching the matches. I will be trying to find an angle. But you've seen a sudden lurch now to under 2.5 goals. But we've still seen goals before half-time, at least one. That could be something to work with. You could lay the draw in the half-time market. Delay, try to get 10 or 15 minutes out of the first half, and then you'll get better odds. Or just wait if you can get 20, 30 minutes out of the first half. The goals in the Netherlands and Denmark were in about the 16th or 17th minutes. That could give you an angle to work with. Have a great day. Hope to see Telegram members of Football Trading Profits on Telegram if I'm up and about for these, which I should be.